Really enjoying the energy and peace out here at Windhorse. So we're holding that, sending that, including all of you in that grounded, really aware, awake energy that's here in the forest. If you wanted to, you could even visualize some special place of yours. It might be a forest, it might be the beach, it might be at home in your bed with your covers up, cozy and warm. Might be with your dog. And we all know that place, that location, or that person or being where we feel safe and centered and grounded, where our nervous system feels safe. So it allows us to relax more, to settle more. Just as we're getting started, feel the energy of that in your body, in your mind, in your heart. There's a sense of belonging and feeling at home when we're in a location, or when we're really tuned in to our own body, to our own feeling of safety, of connection. We feel familiar, we feel at home. Even if that's not how you came into the practice, see if you could just bring up that memory for a few minutes. Let's take some time to look at the images of that. A memory of a hug with somebody might still bring up the warmth of that. Or walking on a beach with the wind in your hair, tuning into the birds. Just continue to notice, what does that feel like when we feel really at home? And notice the whole back of your body. What does the back of your body feel like when you're relaxed? When you can settle back into the support of a chair, floor, bed. Notice that. Maybe it's settling back into a warm, sandy beach, or the soft moss in a forest. And notice that all the way through the back of your body, from your head to your heels. And as we breathe out, we could relax and soften a little bit more, let go of any tightness or holding. If you really tune into the back of your body, what is some little change that you could do? Or maybe it's a big change. Maybe you could bring your shoulders up and let them come down away from your ears as you breathe out. You could let your shoulders get heavy, let them settle back into the support they have. Notice that. What if you didn't have to have any contracted energy through the whole back of your body? If you could let yourself completely relax as you breathe out. And as you breathe in, keep your attention focused. And then as you breathe out, you could soften a bit more. Just exhaling and letting go. And next time you breathe out, let go a little bit more. And a bit more. Notice the back of your arms. Notice if there's any kind of activity or restlessness in your arms. And we could let that settle too. Really let yourself soften. Our arms and hands are of great service during the day. And now they could rest. Notice the backs of your hips, the backs of your legs, the front of your legs down into your feet and toes. We have nowhere to go, nowhere to be right now. We could let our legs relax as well. And when we soften all of those powerful muscles in the legs, then the blood can get through, lymphatic fluid can get through. Everything works better when we're relaxed. Tight muscle might cause pain in the nerves because they're being pinched a bit. And then we release, and all of that has a bit more room. Even if you're listening to this in your car and you have to have a little bit of activity there, notice that you could still be relaxed. And as you come up through the front of your body, notice your stomach area, the lower belly, the navel center, just under the rib cage. And notice what it feels like to soften as you breathe out when your focus is on the belly. It gets softer and softer each time we breathe out. And let your mind focus on that. And sometimes when we're anxious and we notice our breath, it doesn't actually relax us. It might kind of feel a bit more wound up. And if that's okay, we could just be with that as well. Maybe just notice the whole back of your body or notice the specific area of your lower belly where you relax it, soften it. We don't have to make any of this kind of a big deal. Ideally, our breath is smooth, continuous. As soon as we finish the out breath, that process of letting go, and we move into the in breath, that nurturing, nourishing breath. And then when we have just enough, then we let that go. We don't need that anymore. We don't need too much. And then as we release the breath and feel the lungs are starting to empty of air, most of the stale air is gone now, and we can bring in some new. And notice that we don't actually even have to do that process. The body does that process. And we could just focus on softening our body so that it could do what it does without any hindrance. Simple exhale and inhale. As you come up into the chest and the collarbones, notice all of those large muscles that cover the chest and the rib cage, all around the front and the sides and the back. Protects our heart and lungs. Our bodies are beautifully designed. And then bring your awareness up into your throat, your chin, corners of your mouth. And notice if there's any clenching of your teeth or tightness in your jaw. Really loosen the hinges of your jaw. You could put a bit of space between your upper jaw and lower jaw so that your teeth aren't touching top to bottom. Relax your tongue, your throat, your vocal cords. And again, as you're breathing out, notice that there's a natural softening happening in the body as we breathe out. And keep your attention finely attuned. Breathe out and soften. Notice the turnaround in your breath as you come into the inhale. And then letting it go again. Let it soften some more. And when we focus very keenly on an area, we can really notice that when we breathe in, if we're not paying attention, often a little bit of tightness comes back. So as you're finished breathing out and that subtle softening continues to deepen, notice the out breath and the turnaround into the in breath. Just the right amount of breath coming in, and then we're letting it go, and then letting ourselves soften a bit more. Really focused on this process, this smooth, soft breath. And we might notice that's flowing through the nostrils as well. That feeling of coolness and freshness as we breathe in, and the warmth as we breathe out. And bring your attention to your eyes. If your eyes are closed or your gaze is soft, that means we're not generating a lot of input for the brain to interpret. You could relax the corners of your eyes, the deep muscles of your eyes, and your sense of sight. And notice your eyelids, your eyebrows. Bring your attention into your forehead from the center up to the hairline at the top, to the sides, to your eyebrows. Notice your face, your whole head, and then really focus in on the forehead and the eyebrows. As you let your eyebrows soften as you breathe out, keep your attention focused there as you breathe in so that no tightness comes back. And then the next out breath, we could soften a bit more. All of those little muscles and the skin that covers the forehead. Notice that. And if you had perfect concentration, which isn't really the nature of the mind, usually there's some thoughts coming in, at least at some point, and then they might dissipate again, and we have that quiet in the mind. We could really stay with this softening. Those larger muscles that work the eyebrows, then the smaller muscles of the forehead. The softening as we breathe out, keeping our attention on it as we breathe in. And bring your attention into the thought stream. If there's anything going on in your thought stream, notice it and then let it move to the background. Right now, we're enjoying resting in our body, the practice of resting. And bring your attention back to your whole body, the space that your body is occupying and what's happening in that space. We're doing a practice of resting. We're noticing thoughts in the mind. We're allowing them to be in the background if they can. We're noticing the different parts of our body, what's happening to the whole back of the body. Notice if any tightness has come back into the back of the neck, shoulders, the upper back, to the arms, the legs. Notice the whole front of your body and the movement of your body as you breathe. And if your mind is wandering, bring it back. Concentrate all of your attention on the practice of resting, the felt sense of resting in your body, your breath, your mind. And then as we come towards the end of the practice, notice what you feel like now. You might have had a very restful practice. Your mind might have been all over the place. It's hard to say. We all have different experiences in our practice. But notice that you could bring whatever peace and stillness there is here, you could bring that into your day. When you're ready, open your eyes.